I decided to give out an offensive player of the game award and a defensive player of the game award. Some might have 2 awards, some might have 3 awards. Players, if you did not get an award, I told this to Mason last year in the fall. We saw Richard Sherman. We got to see Richard Sherman every single week. When it comes to stats, I'm not even a Seahawks fan. I was never a fan of Richard Sherman, but the dude is absolute beast. Hey, the thing I remember most about him is that one season, the opening season, they played against the Green Bay Packers, and Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback, and he did not throw to Richard Sherman's side of the ball the whole entire time, the whole entire game. That doesn't show up on the stat sheets. And for some of the stuff you guys do, Rashad, when you blitz and you force the quarterback to throw the ball bad and Rohan intercepts it, what you did doesn't show on the stat sheet. So for you guys who don't get an award, don't think you didn't do something. There wasn't a game where Rohan or Avery and Ryan had the exact same stats, but Avery ended up beating him by 1 stat, and it looks like Ryan didn't do anything. He did his job, but Avery ended up doing a little bit more. So just because you guys didn't get an award doesn't mean you guys didn't do anything. In the scrimmage against the Seahawks, an offensive player of the game, he had 2 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Rashad. All right. The defensive player of the game, he had 2 flag pulls and an interception. Rohan. Game 1 versus the Seahawks, the offensive player of the game, he had 4 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. Rohan. And then I have 3 defensive player of the game because you guys all have the same exact stats. 2 flag pulls and 1 sack each. Avery, Evan, and Rohan.
Keep standing, Rohan.
I think that's Rohan.
That's never
That's in the second game versus the Dudes, the offensive player of the game, he had 8 receptions. I'm going to throw it in there. He had 1 drop, which was honestly surprising to me. And 2 touchdowns. Offensive player of the game, Liam. The defensive player of the game, he had 3 flag pulls and 2 interceptions, Louis. Game 3 versus the Chiefs. He had 3 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Offensive player of the game, Rashad. Defensive player of the game, he had 3 flag pulls, an interception, and a defensive touchdown. Rohan. Game 4 versus the Dudes. He had 5 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. Rohan. The defensive player of the game, he had 4 flag pulls and 2 interceptions. Liam. This next game is game 5 versus the Huskies, where Avery and Ryan had the exact same stats. Avery had 1 more than him. The offensive players, both of them, Ryan and Avery, 3 receptions and 1 touchdown each. Ryan, I'm going to give you this because Avery already has a player of the game trophy in there. Avery, get the medal. Alright. And then the defensive player of the game, 5 flag pulls, 2 interceptions, and 1 touchdown. Avery. Ryan, you have the same stats as Avery. The only difference is you have 1 more interception than you. Game 6 versus the Seahawks. He had 5 receptions and 1 touchdown. Rashad. He had 3 flag pulls, 1 sack, and 1 interception. Rohan. Liam, you got yours. Rohan, how many do you got? You're supposed to have 3. Rohan, you're supposed to have 3. The next awards are for my stat leaders. Since I don't have another quarterback, there is no trophy for this. But Rohan, this is the 4th straight season. You've been my quarterback, and every single season you improved on your touchdown passes, I don't have an award for you, but this season he threw 28 passing touchdowns. For rushing touchdowns, we had 8 rushing touchdowns. He had all 8 of them. Rohan. As a team, we had 95 receptions. He's one of 2 players that have over 20 of them. He had 21. Rashad. He had 28 receiving touchdowns. He's the only player who had 10 or more. He had 10 of them. Rashad. We had 85 flag pulls. He had 16. Rohan, he beat you by 1. Avery, 16. Flag pulls. This one was a tie. We had 5 sacks. They each had 2 of them. Avery and Rohan. Avery already has a few of these trophies, so you get the trophy. Avery gets the medal.
Because I almost did. Look how many I have. Yay.
We had 17 interceptions. He had 5 of them. Louis. And then for the last one was a tie. We had 3 defensive touchdowns between Ryan, Rohan, and Avery. Ryan, you get the trophy because Rohan has it, and Avery has this trophy as well. So Ryan, Avery, and Rohan. Avery, Ryan, Rohan, this one's yours. This next award, I only do it for this team and this team only. I used to coach in 2 other leagues, now I'm only coaching in 1 other, and I don't even do it in that. This is basically my most improved award. Mason has got this award before. It wasn't last season, was it? No. Last fall he got this award. This is my Ultimate Tiger Award. And what this award is for is the person who's improved the most. Usually I just do it from season to season, but from the moment I met this kid until now, he's improved every single season. I want to share something with you guys. From the spring of 2023, he only had 4 receptions and 1 touchdown. From the fall of 2023, he had 16 receptions and 1 touchdown. From the spring of this past spring, he had 15 receptions and 3 touchdowns. This past summer, he had 19 receptions and 3 touchdowns. This season, 21 receptions and 10 touchdowns. He started playing defense. He's my main rusher going forward. I can't thank you enough, man. I love the improvement. I'm so glad I'm your coach. My Ultimate Tiger for this season, Rashad. This one. Rashad, come right back up here, man. Because he is also my offensive player. 21 receptions, 10 touchdowns. My defensive player. This was probably the toughest one I had to decide on. Both of you guys play a huge impact. From the first season to both of you guys being with me in I-9 to every other Gridiron season. One of them's the anchor to my defense. The other one is always usually plays free safety. I moved him to strong safety. You guys both had similar stats. Rohan, you had more interceptions. Avery, you had more flag pulls. You guys both tied in sacks. You guys both tied in defensive touchdowns. What it came down to was the defensive touchdown. Rohan, yours was only worth 2 points. Avery's was worth 6. So, my defensive player of the season, Avery. And then, if you guys haven't guessed it, 5 seasons. The first season he was a receiver. He was my leading receiver. He won MVP. After that, I asked his dad if I could take him. All it took was one drive in our playoff loss last spring. And I see how he was at quarterback. And then something just popped up in my head. I had another quarterback, if you guys remember Nico. I tried getting Nico and Rohan to I-9 because certain plays that we do, I needed to work on with both of them. I was able to get Rohan, but I wasn't able to get Nico. But when you guys see Rohan line up at quarterback and then turn around and grab the ball from whoever took the snap, that's what I had him working on that whole entire season as starting quarterback. I want to share something with you guys because every single season he has improved. From his first season with me in I-9, we had 7 games. He missed 2 of them with the ankle injury. He's undefeated as a starting quarterback. He went 5-0, 15 touchdown passes, 3 interceptions. He was the MVP and led us to our first championship. Last fall, he was 5-2 as a quarterback. As his record, 20 touchdown passes, 9 interceptions. He was again the MVP. The game-winning touchdown pass to Mason, which I will never forget. This past spring, he was a starting quarterback. Also, he didn't throw the most touchdown passes. His backup threw more touchdown passes than he did. But he was 11-1. His only loss coming in the state championship. He threw 21 touchdown passes with 1 interception. He was the MVP and also led us to another championship. The game ceiling championship again to Mason. And then this past fall, 6-0 as a starting quarterback. 28 touchdown passes, 6 interceptions. In a total, he's thrown 84 touchdown passes, 19 interceptions. His record as a quarterback. If I take away those 2 losses from the state tournament because you were in a cast, the record as a starting quarterback is 27-3. There is no words that I can thank you to your parents, you for agreeing for him to be with me in I-9 and developing him. You do everything you're supposed to. There's only one time this season where I yelled at you. Why did I yell at you? If they blitz, what do you do? If they blitz, what do you do? If they blitz, what do you do? And somebody blitzed him and he didn't run, and I said it and I yelled at him because before the game, that is the first thing I say. The last thing I say before the game starts, because in I-9, you can't run when you get blitzed. And he just has to just get around the defender and just throw the ball. But thank you, man. For the 5th straight season, the MVP, Rohan. That is it for my awards. The state tournament. For you guys who weren't here in the spring, it is a challenge. You guys got tested somewhat. We will get tested even more. Okay, the teams, there's probably 10 teams. I don't know who's coming from Spokane and Idaho. I know there's just 2 teams, so it might be 12 total teams or 10. We're one of 2 teams undefeated. We lost to the West Seattle Bills. The only undefeated team is from West Seattle. Okay? We have the best chance of making the state championship. The West Seattle Jets again. Last spring, I tore my Achilles before our first game. I let you guys down because my head wasn't in it. Last fall, when we got beat down to Renton, I wasn't prepared for zone defense. I let you guys down. So before the state tournament, I kept telling myself, and after Lewis isn't here, but after on the ride home, he texted me and told me I was a great speech. And I told him I let you guys down. And he said, why? I had 2 weeks to prepare for those games. I only went into that final game with 8 offensive plays against that type of zone. Since the summer, I've had 48 plays against zone. And you guys saw in the last game we were playing against zone defense, and what did we do? We kept going marching right down the field against it. I'm not worried about zone defense anymore. Okay? I have 48 plays. Avery, you were there in the summer. Louis, you were there in the summer. Rashad, you were there in the summer. Liam, you were there in the summer. Anytime, every single team we played, we were going against zone, and what did we do? We marched right down the field. Okay? I'm not worried about zone whatsoever. Rohan, I know what you can do. Avery, I know what you do when it comes to playoff games, when it comes to big games. Louis, you're now a deep threat. Liam, I'm going to give you the ball so much if you play. if you already know this. Okay, Ryan, you're going to be a deep threat. Rashad, out routes. When somebody can't defend you, you already know out route. Mason, if it comes down to the final play, you know where the ball is going. I called you the GOAT last fall. I called you the savior this past spring. If it comes down to it, Rohan, he is our go-to guy when we need that game-winning touchdown. Like I said, we are going to get tested. I'm not worried whatsoever. If we make the state championship against the Bills, this has to be our time. I wish it was last spring, but it wasn't. Also, parents, last spring, when we got revenge on Renton, okay? For the ones who were there last fall, you guys saw how bad it was. We got beat down, 48-12. Okay, we got beat down. This past spring, we got revenge on them. We only won by 2 points. Rohan with the onside play, the touchdown of a lifetime. Oh my goodness. But parents, I heard how loud you guys were. When Rohan threw the first touchdown pass to Jordan, the next drive we get the ball, Jordan throws a touchdown pass to Rohan. I heard how loud you guys got. I need you guys to be that loud. This time you guys aren't in the stands, you guys are on the end of the field. Every play these boys do, I need you guys to be loud. I've seen how much it affects them and how much better they play when you guys are behind them. Okay, I've seen it in the summer with that summer team. So again, like I said, when every play, whether it is a batted ball, interception, a catch, a flag pull, anything, I need you guys to get loud. Okay, there's nothing more I want from you guys, and I told you guys this in the spring. There's no reason, Louis, you can't be a state champion. Liam, you can't be a state champion. There's no reason, Mason, you can't be a state champion. Rohan, there's no reason you can't be a state champion. Avery, Rashad, there's no reason you guys can't be a state champion. Okay, Avery, you've been in, I think, 5 championship games. Okay, you've won 3. Rohan, every championship game you've been in, you've won a championship except for the state championship. There's no reason this team can't win the state championship. Okay, you guys know what you guys are supposed to do on defense. Okay, you only have one job. All you guys besides Rohan have one job on offense: catch the ball. Okay. From now until next Sunday, I need you guys, for the tackle football players, Liam, Avery, Louis, Rohan, stay injury free. That is the biggest thing. Stay injury free. If any of you guys play sports, why do you play basketball? Stay injury free. I need all 10 of you guys. Okay? Every single game, I didn't have all 10 of you guys. But I was just talking to Lewis about this on Friday, and it's like, even if we didn't have the whole entire team, it looked like the whole entire team was there. Okay? It didn't look like we missed a beat at all at any game this whole entire season. Okay? You guys know what you guys are supposed to do. That is it. We'll take pictures.